right, so we'll do a little recap from last session. After the events on the train, you have now arrived at a small village named Pooley Bridge in Cumbria, just north of Manchester. As you'll recall, there were several American members of the Central Intelligence Agency on board on a mission to transport a creature of otherworldly origins to Inverness, where it could be studied. At some point during the journey, the alien shapeshifter got loose, threw Hieronymus off the train, and took his place, while all hell broke loose between the CIA, the Knights of Victoria, and other parties on the train, all looking to confiscate the alien organism. Once Charlie separated the rear of the train with a well-placed grenade, the search for the alien heated up, with one of the CIA agents and one of the Germans losing their lives in the process. The two Afghani agents were neutralized, injured, but alive, and the alien was killed in the process by a well-placed shot from Henry. Once you all were able to get the remaining passengers wrangled, you were able to contact the Athenium and were given orders to round up the members of the CIA and the other surviving counter agents, contact the local authorities in Pooley Bridge, and take them into custody and wait in the village for transport to arrive to return them to London for processing and to push you forward to your original case in Inverness. Now, the body of the alien must be stored as well, and you've been put in contact with the local butcher shop to put the creature on ice until it can be brought in. In the meantime, you'll need to find somewhere to stay for at least the next 2 days, and the local sheriff has recommended a quaint little inn called the Elder Court Inn, and it has a bar attached by the name of the Hollow Leg Tavern, and seems like a good place to shack up, at least for the time being. So you've been able to kind of round up everybody on the train that needed to be rounded up and brought them to the local sheriff's office. And they are overwhelmed with the sheer amount of individuals that you're bringing in, because you've got at least, I think, 4 CIA agents that you've been asked to wrangle, as well as the 2 Afghani and the German as well. So there's probably 7 individuals that are going to have to share probably 2 cells. But they're doing their best there at the sheriff's department to accommodate you, knowing that you work for the British government, and they're being cordial and attempting to do their best for you in the time being. So it's fairly late in the late afternoon, early evening at this point. So I'll kind of leave it to you guys to decide what you want to do while you're waiting for transport, which it will probably be at least a day or more by the time you have to fill out all the paperwork and everything for what happened on the train and then get moving again. So you've got at least a day or so here in Pooley Bridge.
What time is it? What time of day?
We're going to say probably around 5 p.m., early evening, late afternoon.
Plenty of time to go shack up somewhere.
Yes.
Drink. The drinks first. We need drinks first, Andy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we should probably hit the hollow leg, right?
I think so.
Like the place to go.
Let's head there.
The Hollow Leg is a fairly small stone building that is attached to the Elder Court Inn. But you can't really get from the tavern into the inn. It looks like it's just a shared shared wall there, but only the employees of both of those places actually can traverse in between. The interior of the inn is dressed in stone for the most part, with view tapestries hanging on the walls. It's fairly nice, but has obviously been here for several generations, probably dating back to the 1600s from the look of the building itself. There's a large hearth and fireplace that has a fire in it right now, warming the tavern. And there's a few individuals that have wandered in after their day at work and are sitting down to have a beer before dinner. They do serve food here as well, so if you want to partake in a early dinner, you certainly can do so as well. Most of the folks that are coming in all seem to be humble farmers, and maybe perhaps some coal miners from the look of it. And they're all just kind of just now coming in after a hard day of work. There's a short, stocky man behind the bar that looks to be maybe in his mid-70s or so. Short, stocky, grayish hair, and mutton chops. And he takes note of you as you come in. Just kind of gives a little recognition as you arrive, but doesn't say anything.
Drinks, everybody?
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Could I ask him what the specialty of the house is in terms of drinks and food? What do you specialize in here? Is there anything that we must try here while we're here?
Well, we've got about 6 different types of whiskey.
Which kinds are those?
You're going to make me come up with some names, aren't you?
Doesn't really matter. He doesn't have teeth anyway, so you can.
I like lists from the days of Midgard. We still like those lists.
Yeah, make sure these are easy to pronounce.
Sure, yeah. We have one called a drum shadow. Another one called Writer's Tears.
Sounds terrible.
Dunhill's, Passport Scotch, and one that we've imported from the Far East called Akashi.
Oh, now you're just making things up.
Akashi, okay. And which is the most aged of those?
That would be the Dunhill.
What would you all? Are you having?
To you, Henry?
Are you all having whiskey, or are you having something else?
Oh, I'm just gonna have a beer, mate.
Oh, I'll have whiskey. Whiskey always.
Yeah, same for me. The Dunhill sounds good.
Yeah. I think we'll have, that's 3 Dunhills. More?
Absolutely.
A writer's tears for me.
Writer's Tears, 3 Dunhills and a Writer's Teal and an ale. And what else? What are you having, Robot?
Not a robot, but nothing. I'm fine.
Do you have any oil for the?
No, I don't need any oil.
No. Okay.
No, I'm good.
10
And
to 30.
what's our Australian friend having?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna have a beer.
Oh, you're having the ale. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't want to feel left out. You could just pick one of your random scotches and or whiskeys and pour it in the beer, and I'll have that.
Could you put a little Dream Shadow in the ale for him?
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
Certainly. And you were asking about the meal tonight. We've got a rack of lamb and ribs.
What would you all prefer?
Oh, I think rack of lamb sounds great.
Yeah, what animal are the ribs from?
They're from a cow.
I'll have the lamb as well.
Everyone else?
Yes.
Lamb?
Lamb.
Lamb? Charlie? Charlie, are you having lamb, Charlie? Charlie?
What are the sides with this?
Yeah, you have chips?
We've got potatoes. That's about all we've got.
No,
Bread?
can we just get do you serve it home style or by the plates?
I buy the plate, sir.
Yeah, we'd like the potatoes, and I'll have the lamb too. I hadn't ordered yet, please.
Give us about 15 minutes or so.
Okay, thank you very much.
And he heads back to the kitchen.
Now, I don't want to seem antisocial, but based on how last few run-ins with strangers have gone, maybe we just keep to ourselves in here? I mean, it's entirely up to y'all. But,
You
I
hear
feel
that,
like,
Henry?
I feel like maybe we just leave everyone alone.
That is the guy who last time we were in a bar ended up with like pee all over him or something, if I recall.
Well, yeah, mate, but I mean, it's a bar. Stuff happens. I mean, I didn't like seek out to get wet that night, but it happens.
You were having a conversation with somebody.
Anyway, this is a strange country, mate.
Anybody that can notice things better than me want to look around and just see if anything's, just take a look around a little bit.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
go
roll a
check.
notice.
Yeah, so
Your notice is
can we just
low.
Can we just take a look around and
Sure.
just kind of, we're looking at the tapestries. We're kind of appreciating the tapestries, but we're really checking out the whole thing just to make sure everything looks okay here.
All right, so Maple got a 7 there.
Hey, the farts are back.
Hey, how about that? Yes. But I'm not seeing the roll though.
I rolled a
No?
6.
No, I'm seeing him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Great. So I guess I'm going to freeze up again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I had it on a pop out and it's not appearing on the pop out. All right, but I see him now. Okay, so Bindi got a 6. Father Maple got a 7. All right, so Bendigo, you were the one that said maybe we ought to just kind of keep to ourselves and so forth. And as your all's conversation kind of lulls after Henry, mentions maybe we should just kind of just take a look around. You kind of wander off audibly from the others, and you and Father Maple both hear a conversation from a couple of the old farmers there that are at a table just right next to you guys. They're kind of having just a little bit of a discussion over their beers, and one of them says to the other, Milo Baxter lost another herd of sheep last night. Oh, not again. What was this, the 3rd time he's lost a herd? 4th, actually. Same scene. Well, you got that right. I heard the beast got a shepherd, too. Oh, not Mitzi. Aye, poor thing. Oh, she was a good dog, that Mitzi. That she was. Old Mitzi must have been out chasing after the sheep, and that old beast must have gotten a drop on her. Laid waste to the whole herd. Sounds like it got about a dozen or so. Why's old Milo keeping the sheep out so late? He knows he should have brought them in before dark. Well, ever since the sun passed, he's been tending to both fields. He's spread too thin. That beast gets around, but he's got to be holed up somewhere in the hills around Milo's place, don't you think? He's been hit too many times for this to be a coincidence. You may be right. Whatever that thing is, somebody's got to figure out a way to send it back to the hell it came from. I won't be me, though. I ain't taking any chances. People say it's about the size of a lion now, maybe bigger. You'd have to be daft to approach something that size. What do you say? Raise a glass to old Mitzi? To Mitzi. And they share a drink there to the fallen shepherd.
Father Maple, did you hear all that?
Hey, that sounds like there's some sort of demon, some sort of evil around.
Yeah, and they said you'd have to be daft to go after it. It sounds like just the type of thing we'd do.
Exactly. Let's tell the others.
Jeez.
Or should we keep it to ourselves? Or?
I mean, like you and me just kind of like freelance it, like on the side?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a rough train ride.
I mean, I'm not totally against it.
I wouldn't hate a day off right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all about doing good, but I don't know that we need to involve everybody. I mean, Henry, I love the man, but I mean, he got shot.
Yeah, he could stand a day or two to
I can hear you.
recuperate.
I can hear you.
And I'll hear you.
Just
sorry.
because I'm older. Everybody does this to us old people. They push us aside.
Sorry,
Pretend we're not here.
I assumed you'd
That's because
you'd fallen asleep.
What?
Exactly.
Anyway, as Bendigo and I were just talking about, the two old timers over there, seems like there's something terrorizing, eating sheep and shepherds. Sounds kind of mysterious.
Sounds like just the kind of project that we were put together to go and figure out.
I feel like we might be honor bound to take a look.
Yeah. Plus, they said they need daft people, and we're a pretty daft group. Brave and daft and smart, right?
That's and smart.
You know what daft means, Bendigo?
I mean, it's like handsome, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm not like the daftest person in the group, but I don't think I'm absolutely the ugliest you've ever
You're pretty
seen.
daft.
Oh,
Pretty
thanks,
good.
mate. Well, thanks. That means a lot. Well, do you reckon that maybe we could have a drink or at least take a bite to food before we go over there and offer our services?
Yeah, let's keep an eye on them, and we'll chat them up before they take off.
Yeah, yeah.
But not until we've had a couple and a bite to eat.
The first round of drinks have already come out, and food arrives shortly after. So you guys can sit there and enjoy a meal after a very long and trying trip. And those two guys just kind of they have their meal as well, and they order more drinks after the meal is done. And they seem to kind of be, fellas that just kind of hang out here until it's pretty much time to go home. So it doesn't look like they're going anywhere. And their conversation lulls from one subject to another. They really don't come back to the issue with whatever this beast was. They're just kind of talking about their day at work and other people around town and so on and so forth. So just regular everyday conversations. But that was the one thing that really kind of caught your ear.
Well, I suppose we should find out. If we're going to do this, I suppose we should find out where the beast was last seen.
Right. Who'd like to go over there and start up the conversation? I did the last one. I could do this one too if you'd like. I don't know.
You are a good front man.
Thanks.
Your persuasion is much better than mine.
I'm good at persuasion as well. Where's that intimidation? Either
That's
way.
neither. It's definitely not cosmic awareness either.
I don't know, Moira, Charlie, you want to go over there and have a conversation with them?
They might warm up to to a friendlier face. As
Yeah.
daft as Bendigo is.
Oh, lay off it, mate. You're making me blush.
I'll go over there with him, I guess. Charlie, are you coming?
I think you'll do fine. You sound like a local, more so than I do anyway.
Right.
Should we buy him some drinks and take him over there?
Good strategy.
Oh, good idea.
You're not trying to shack up with them. You're just trying to get some information.
They want us to kill the monster. They're looking for this thing.
Yeah, but they may not trust us, so, you know.
Good point. Especially with the robot in the group.
Not robot.
So we buy him a couple of drinks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Buy him a drinks and take him over there.
Get you 2 little glasses of whiskey, and you can head on over.
Can I suggest that we not buy the most expensive one for them?
Why not?
Yeah, the passport sounded like the cheapest option.
I think that's a good idea.
Jeez. All right.
Right.
We have to fill out all the budget paperwork when we get back.
Save the receipt.
Save your receipt. Yeah, exactly.
Put another mark on the tally stick.
We're gonna find out we can't write off alcohol either, and then we'll screw
Yeah,
it
you
up.
usually can't. It's
I know.
probably the same.
Oh,
All right, Moira. Let's go make some friends.
all right.
To the barman that we need separate invoices for the alcohol and
I'd like to send 2 Sprites over to the gentleman at the next table.
You throw a little grenadine in there. I don't think that...
Yeah, a couple of Shirley Temples for the old timers.
That'll win him over. Win over the local.
Gets him every time.
Yeah. Okay.
So seltzer water and grenadine. Is that what we're doing?
Right. And a plate of potatoes.
Boiled, not fried, nothing fancy.
Look, if they need buttering up, I'll give them a bar of soap.
That worked out really well last time.
It did.
Right. Let's go.
All right, so
Okay.
you go over with your drinks.
Drink.
G'day, gentlemen. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You go.
G'day, gentlemen. We weren't really listening to your conversation, but we happened to overhear that you got a friend or a mate that lost some sheep and a shepherd to some sort of an awful beast, right?
That's right.
You look
Milo Baxter. He's a mate of ours, yeah.
well. Our hearts go out to you and to your friend. And if you're looking for somebody to do a bit of exploratory research and possibly try to trap the beast or take him out, well, me and my merry band of fellows and ladies here might be of some sort of service if you'd be interested in chatting.
Yeah, I suppose so. You're not from around here. It's a strange accent you got there.
Oh, thanks, mate. Nah, I'm from down under. So my
What?
family was originally from around here. I mean, they're from Britain. But, you know how it is. Ship them off to a penal colony and carve out a new way of life, and now I'm back.
This guy's a character, isn't he?
Well, we bought you guys a couple of drinks just to show that we're coming here as friends and hoping to help out. Oh, and we got a plate of potatoes, too, if you're hungry.
So what brings you to town?
Moira?
We're on our way to Inverness, and our train got derailed, so we're staying
Ah.
it stays over.
Yeah, I heard about that. So you was on the train, eh?
Oh, yeah. It was a mess.
That looked like it lost about half of it on its way through. Usually it stops, but it just kept on going.
Yes.
So what happened out there?
Oh, that's a long story for another night. Basically, things got out of hand.
There was foreigners on the train.
Oh,
And
damn
and
foreigners.
Americans.
Ugh, Americans. Mm.
Yeah.
Well, we can just leave it at that.
Well, that you don't have to say anything more. I understand. So, you want to help us with the situation that we've got here in town, eh? Are you
Well-
really that stupid?
Stupid? No, mate. I'm daft.
Oh,
You know.
well then. All right.
I mean, I heard you say that you need somebody daft to go after it. Well, I reckon that pretty much sums us up.
Well then. Sounds like we could probably set you on your way then.
Well, that'd be fantastic. And we're not looking for doing this for payment or anything. We feel like this is just something that we need to do out of the kindness of our hearts. I mean, if you wanted to pay us, we wouldn't say no. But no. I mean, you heard about the train. Well, the jail's currently full. And I don't want to brag, but it's kind of because of the likes of us. So I reckon we could take on this beast.
They kind of look at each other just a little bit confused and look back at you, look over your shoulder at the table of the other folks there. And they're like, all right. So what do you want to know? What can we tell you that'll help you?
Everything. Where'd you last see it? Where do you think we might be able to find it? What's it look like? What's it smell like? What's it sound like? What's it eat?
Oh,
Tracks? Anything that you could have that could help us track it down, figure out what we're dealing with, so we could take it out, or capture it, or tame it, or do something with it.
well, I myself haven't actually seen it in person, face to face, should we say, but I think Caleb here saw it a while back, didn't you? Oh, that's right, I did. This thing's been coming around for the past 3 seasons or so, and I saw it towards the end of the first season. Off in the distance, didn't get a really good look at it, but if I had to guess, at least compared to the sheep that I saw, it seemed to be about the size of a bobcat. Now, rumor has it now the thing's about the size of a lion. Now, I believe it when I see it, but you know how tall tales go. I'm sure it's grown a bit, but I can imagine something around these parts would grow to be that large, and we wouldn't have seen more of it. But I will say that we've been losing a lot more of the livestock, both sheep and cattle.
Right.
Originally, we thought it was foxes or wolves, perhaps, but wolves are certainly not common around here. Now, foxes are a common nuisance, without a doubt. But wolves, not so much. But whatever this thing is, someone saw it, like I said, towards the end of the first season. I saw it towards the end of the first season. It seemed to be a black furred creature of some sort, and to my eye, I believed it to be some sort of cat, like a bobcat or something like that.
Right. Bloody
But it-
cats.
Has a tendency to do most of its hunting towards the dusk and into the late evening, which is why all of the farmers around here know better. After the first season and into the second, we all bring all of the cattle and the sheep in before dark anymore. We don't leave them out.
Smart. So, your friend Milo, though, not so fortunate?
Well, he lost his son a couple of seasons back before all of this started, and he has a daughter-in-law and a granddaughter, and they're doing their best to run the farm, but they need his help. So he's essentially carrying the load of 2 farms at this point, and at his age, it's just a little bit too much to handle, and that's been to his detriment, because he's certainly taken the biggest hit from this creature and its hunting grounds. And he seems to be, both of his farms seem to be kind of right in the middle of the hot zone where this thing has been coming out and attacking the animals. I'd say he's lost probably 30 sheep in the last 3 months. But he's certainly not alone. It's gotten all of us at one point or another.
And are all your farms like next to each other? So it has sort of a...
Yeah, we're all scattered out. It's a small town but a large countryside, and
Right.
we all own bits and pieces of the countryside, and all of our farms overlap and share pastures and so forth. So we just have to be vigilant and bring in the sheep and the cattle early enough in the evening so this thing doesn't get at them. But it's been changing its patterns. Knowing that we bring in the animals earlier, it's starting to hunt earlier every night.
Right. Has anybody tried to trap it?
Yes, there's been traps laid out, but they've either been ignored or destroyed.
Right. It's a smart animal. And where can we find this Milo character?
Now, Milo's farm is on the outskirts of Pooley Bridge in a little area called Houghton.
Moira? I think we should maybe take a trip out there and talk to him.
Go now.
Perfect.
Maybe after we finish our whiskey.
Right.
Okay.
Anything else you think we need to know?
That's about all we know of it. It's awful nice of you to offer, especially just passing through town. It's not often we meet a good Samaritan.
Oh, well, thanks, mate. We got a little bit of time to kill, and I mean, what better way to fill the day than hunt some sort of a wild animal that might be kind of dangerous? You only live once, right?
Well, the thing certainly has everyone up in arms, and everyone's a little bit too scared to go after it after all of the stories. But
Well,
it may just be a big fish story.
well, that's what we can hope for. And if it's not, well, we got a robot that we wander around with, so maybe we could throw him at it and see if that helps. I turn around and wave at Ronnie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Shall we finish our drinks, Moira, and head out?
I think that's a great idea.
Right. Sorry, did you? Is there anything you wanted to ask?
Oh, that was perfect.
Right.
Good job.
Go back to the table. Right. There's a bloke named Milo we need to go talk to. It's some sort of a big cat, and it's black, and it eats sheep and cattle, and it ate a dog.
Did you say
So-
sheep?
Sheep, yeah, like what we just ate. So it's basically like us, but wilder.
Maybe it's one of us.
Not again.
Moira's the monster.
Shut up. You weren't even there. That was the fake you.
Well, yeah, but you still told me about it.
So are you guys all in?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Let's do it.
Right.
I think we
Right.
should, yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Okay.
So
You guys can fit. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was say, is Milo's within walking distance, or do we
Yeah.
have to?
Yeah, it is. Most everything is within walking distance here within the village for sure. Now his is on the outskirts, so you probably got about a 15-minute walk ahead. But the two fellows at the other table can give you directions on how to get there. At this point, it's probably around 7:30, so after dinner at this point for most everybody around. The sun has just gotten to the point of almost completely setting at this point, so it's getting a little dark out, but there's still enough light to see to get where you need to go. But eventually you come upon the little farm in Houghton that the two gentlemen kind of described to you. And it's a quaint little farmhouse. Again, a stone-built building that looks like it's probably got some age to it, maybe about 100 or more years. Again, been passed down through the generations of the farming family. And you see there's kind of like a barn area and some stables, and then the house proper. And in between there's a little fire that's burning, and a gentleman that's just kind of sitting there sifting through the kindling, just kind of looking at the fire, and looks to be a little downtrodden.
Excuse me, sir, or sorry to startle you. Are you Milo?
Oh, yes, I am.
We've just come from the tavern, and we just spoke to a couple of your neighbors that said you were having some trouble with something getting at your sheep and shepherd.
Yes.
We thought we might be able to help you out.
You've come to help me?
To try, yeah.
Huh. Well, that's very kind. You're not from around here, no. I don't recognize.
No, we're sort of holed up in town from the train. That the train's having troubles, so we're here for a night or two.
Well, that's very kind of you. Please come sit by the fire with me. I'm happy to have you as my guests.
There are quite a few of us here, so we'll make room.
And he dusts off a couple of logs, rolls a couple of them out there for you guys, and offers you, a seat by the fire. So what brings you to town? You said that you were on the train and just spending the night here.
Yeah, we're traveling to Inverness, but again, we're sort of staying here while they get the train repaired and ready to go underway again.
And you came from the tavern, from the Hollow Leg?
Yes.
So what did you hear?
Some sort of black furry creature, killing sheep and shepherds, and sort of giving you farmers trouble for the past few seasons.
That's true. Most of us have come to call it the Beast of Cumbria. Leaps from the shadows and tears into our livestock. We don't know where it came from, and it's only been around for the last few seasons, maybe the last 2 years or so. I lost my son.
Yeah, your neighbors mentioned that.
About 2 years ago, and I've been struggling a bit to try to keep his farm going and mine as well, and take care of his wife and child. And unfortunately, I believe it's just become all too much for me to handle both. But somehow I've got to make ends meet, and it's my own carelessness. I've lost so many of the sheep. I just don't know how to keep it running.
Well, is there anything you could tell us about the creature that might help us find it and take care of it for you?
My two farms, my son's and my farm, are somewhat... We were talking about the shepherding community here in Houghton and then in Pooley Bridge. Houghton is pretty much the center of the sheep herding here, and my farm, my son's farm, are smack dab in the center of it, and it's separated by a large wooded area. And this thing, I know, has to be coming from there, because it usually always attacks from the tree line.
Is it? Have you ever gotten a good look at it? Can you tell us more about we really only know that it kind of looks like a big black cat or something like that.
Last night I saw it when it took Mitzi. Whatever this thing is, it's not a bobcat. It's not from around here. I've heard tales of folks that have gone to India and they speak of the tigers there. And they talk of how big those things are. It has to be at least 9 or 10 feet long. And it's got a huge snout on it, like nothing I've seen before. And we simply don't have cats like that around here. Maybe a bobcat here or there, but they're very rare and nothing that would get that large. So it is some sort of beast, yes, and something that I can't explain. But it has black fur. Of that, I have no doubt.
All right. Well, could you point us in the direction of that strip of woods that you suspect it lives?
Come with me. He takes just a couple of steps out of the little kind of cubby that he's kind of got there in between the stables and the barn, and walks you out. And he's got 3 fields in this area that are all kind of walled off by short stone walls. And he kind of points off in the distance, and in the moonlight you can see kind of the tree line that he's pointing towards, which is off to the east of the stables. That area there is where the tree line begins, and that travels back for probably about 2 to 3 miles. It separates us from some of the other farms on the other side. And that is where the creature has jumped on at least 2 or 3 occasions to attack my flock.
Well, I imagine that's where we should start.
It has been known if I have one that's young or injured, usually the cries of the sheep are usually what draws its attention.
What exactly does that sound like?
The cry of the sheep?
Yes.
I'm not much of an impersonator, madam.
Give us your best guess.
It would really help. It would really help us, mate.
Yeah, maybe we could impersonate it to draw the creature out.
Well, I suppose I'll do my best, but I believe it sounds something like.
Can you do that a little louder? For some reason, my mechanic is not picking up on that sound.
Yeah, but our mechanical friend does have trouble hearing sometimes.
Well, he got yeah.
Okay, I think we've got it.
Yeah, Henry,
Yes,
do you think you could make that sound?
I think I could. But I think it might even be better if we all make that sound.
Right, but he said an injured sheep.
herd of sheep.
You're the only one we've got that's injured. So if we were going to bait it,
Much better now. I do think that if we all make that sound, it will think it's a herd of sheep and we'll be more likely to come. You see, 6 of us injured.
I like it.
Shall we all try? And can you, dear Sir Milo, make the sound correct that we make? You ready?
Oh, you want me?
Wait. Let's all do it at the same time. 3.
On 3.
3.
Or-
On.
Wait. Are we gonna do it on 3, or is we gonna say 3?
From
and
3.
then
3.
Do it.
I'll start with 1 and on 3.
Okay.
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
I'm about ready to shoot ourselves.
Mate,
Milo, do you think that would be effective in luring the creature?
Chris is crying. You made him cry.
Although I will have to say, as a commentary here, I don't think any of us made the same faces. Never even.
It really is. It's all about the commitment of the face. You really have to.
It is. You gotta go all in.
Try again. Let's try again. Let's get a little closer to the camera. Like Chris, we're going to try to get the physical posture correct as well. Everybody ready? On to 3. 1, 2, 3. Milo, is that better, you think?
Have you all been drinking before you came here?
Just a little bit.
A little bit. It was a
We're
good.
fine for this. Milo, do you happen to have a sheep skin that maybe we could borrow, just to carry with us or drape over our shoulders, or
I'm sure I
Or
could probably
better
find
yet,
fashion a
something.
crude
Milo,
sheep
let
disguise?
me ask this. Would you mind if we buy one of your sheep?
Like an expendable one.
Yes.
Well,
Is there one you don't like?
fortunately, I seem to be a bit short. But you're willing to purchase one of my sheep?
Yes.
How much?
How much would you sell your sheep for
Full
at market?
market price. What's the going rate?
Hieronymus, if you want to buy the sheep, it's okay, but you're going to have to walk it and take care of it.
And feed it. And as soon as you stop doing that, we're taking it back.
It's gonna die.
Well, the good news is I'm not going to have to walk it that far.
It's a one-way street.
I suppose I could let one go for about £5.
5 pounds it is.
It's not a very big sheep.
So we don't need a big sheep.
It's not a £5 sheep.
Oh, my mistake.
Okay. We have a sheep. Thank you, sir. Henry, kill the sheep.
You're gonna kill it right now?
What?
Why don't we?
No, let's let the thing kill it, or try to.
Well, we've got to injure it to
Enter it. I'm not entering.
hold it.
We don't
To fall. Wait, you're willing
some
to
people
shoot
do
a
that.
man?
I'm not entering a sheep. That might be something.
It gets lonely in the Highlands.
Okay, so we have a sheep.
You say injure or enter?
Injure.
Oh,
One and then the other.
Injure.
Enter
Injure.
the sheep.
honestly, the action of one might result in the other.
oh.
Might cause the sheep to produce that noise.
Right.
Oh my God.
Was that Milo with the sheep?
Sheep.
And Henry was on a boat, so not the first time, I bet.
Right, Milo, has it ever tried to attack you or another person?
Every instance that I've been aware of, the shepherd himself has been far enough from the herd.
Right.
And typically we've usually only come across the carcasses, so no, it does not seem to. I don't know if it's afraid of humans or whatever the case may be, but no, very rarely are we close enough to ever catch even a glimpse of it. It just so happened I heard the dog barking, and I came running, And that's when I saw it take poor Mitzi.
Oh, thanks, mate.
It reminds me of a time I was in Burma and there was a rabid black panther on the loose that was attacking. Story for another time.
Shall we head to the woods?
Yeah, does this sheep have a name? Just so we know.
You don't want to
Well,
name
we
a
don't
sheep.
need to get that attached to it.
Okay.
His name is Lambo.
Wait, is Peter with us?
I don't think he is.
All right, Lambo.
That's up to you. I mean, if you,
We
if you
just
want him
left
with you.
Peter like
Oh, he is. I see him.
Well, he's on the map in case you want him. As is Blinky and your
Those are our sidekicks up there.
ADS for Charlie.
It still says the game is paused for me.
Oh, fucking ass. There you are.
Sorry, I didn't.
It says
Oh,
the
yeah,
same.
okay.
It says the same thing for me too.
Like, geez,
Sorry.
I just tried to.
Oh,
I'm just pissed at myself because I keep forgetting that.
I see birds. Are those birds or bats?
Birds.
What's the ADS?
That's your little
Your drone.
drone.
Gotcha.
hmm I couldn't come up with it. It's your little
Your
thing.
little.
My aeronautical delivery system.
Okay.
So shall we put the? We don't take up positions. Should we put the sheep outside? Take up positions around the sheep. But why would it come to this sheep?
Well, it's going to be injured.
Are we going to injure it?
Well, we're going to make
You
the
are.
noises.
Or we're going to make, and we're going to put the sheep out there.
Yeah, look, I mean, we can injure it, but guys, if we're able to capture the beast or stop it before it can get to it, we could probably return the sheep and get at least half our money back. He seems like a
Like-
reasonable bloke.
Gently used.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's more like we borrowed it or like rented it. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. If not, we eat it.
Yeah, we could. We could just place it near the tree line and just kind of lie in wait. See what happens.
Let's do that.
Okay. Where should we lie in wait? Are there? What do we have here? Do we have a couple houses? Are these the houses? Are these occupied? What's our situation? What's our?
Yeah, where you guys are located there on the map, that's Milo's farm, and in this area right in here, that's the stables. This is his home, and then back off in this area up here would have been the barn.
Well, should we put the sheep like on a stake, like in the middle there? Like they do. Put a little thing around his neck.
Here you go. I'll give you a little something there to
There in the middle.
mess around with. Right here, there's your sheep. So you just tell me where you want them, and I'll drag them over there for you.
Right, yeah. Let's tie him out in the middle. Yeah, they close to the tree line, but not
Yeah,
so
like
close
out
you
here?
could snatch it.
Good idea, yeah. And then
Yeah.
let's take up position. Where's the best place to take up position? Is it in Pool or is it somewhere else?
You want to bring them about here? Is that what I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe we could kind of position ourselves around, like maybe a little bit behind the fence here, just in case.
Yeah, this
that's-
area right in here. I don't know if you can see where I'm at right here. This whole little area there.
Yeah.
Is kind of a short bush line. There's a little entryway right in here, but there's a little pasture in this area. This area up here is completely surrounded by a small stone wall, and then another stone wall that runs this way for two separate pastures here. This is the area up here that he was talking about where the tree line kind of begins and then goes off for several miles back, that separates his farm from the others.
Well, let's put the sheep there in that little clearing right next to the woods and let's take up positions.
Put the sheep up in here.
No, wherever the tree line is, like
Mhm.
right. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever he saw him last.
Or
Okay.
we could put it just on that side of the low stone fence, and we can crouch behind it
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea.
Are you gonna tie it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, just so it doesn't wander off.
So just more in this area right here, then.
Yeah, and then we're all gonna aim our weapons. I'm gonna get my stick cane ready. Come on, Mike, come out. Anybody bring a bottle of whiskey that we can drink while we're waiting? A long night.
I've got some Siba Bear's Miracle Cure All
Yeah, so
It's got a kick to it.
and soap.
Yeah, don't forget the soap.
We could
How-
mix those two together.
Dana, did you get stuck right in here?
Did I get stuck?
Mm-hmm.
No, I put myself there. Should I not?
Okay. No, you're fine. Just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if you wanted to go any further or not, but there is a wall there which would be preventing you from moving that way. But right where Charlie is, about right in this area here, there's an opening right there that you can get in and out of if need be.
Okay. No,
Okay.
I meant to be in that little corner.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just wanted to make sure. I just kind of saw you just stop right where the wall was, so I was like, oh, I wonder if she bumped into that. So there's also, just so you guys know, there's an opening right here and an opening right here in that wall.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, Blinky and I are going to go over there. Past Charlie.
Now you've not injured the sheep, correct?
Correct.
Right. Not on purpose.
Blinky, get back. Bloody
Now-
hell, Blinky, get over here.
What do you want to do to try to draw the beast out?
We were going to make the noise, weren't we?
Yeah.
Is that everybody making the noise?
No, I think half of us.
Right.
Everyone might be a little too many. 3 injured is about appropriate. Who wants to be an injured sheep?
I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All
Unless
right.
somebody else wants to.
Oh, I'm happy.
Charlie? Moira? Ronnie?
Is the sheep itself making any noise?
Not so much. No, it's just kind of sitting out there and chewing on some grass at this point.
Charlie, would you like to?
Like-
oh, for crying out loud.
Be an injured sheep.
I draw a sword and I walk up and I nick the sheep. So
No,
it's
no,
injured.
hey. Oh,
Jeez.
come on. But have a little heart. Have a little soul. Don't be a tin man.
Too late.
Okay, roll a fighting.
Stone
I
cold.
gotta fight the sheep.
Huh?
I gotta fight the sheep.
That's the best thing I can kind of figure there.
Do I have to target the sheep?
The sheep parries.
Or how, do you have survival?
I do have survival, yeah.
Okay, do that then.
Is he rolling to see if he cut the sheep or rolling to see if the sheep attacks him?
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
rolling to see whether or not he actually
Yes.
cuts the sheep to where he doesn't kill it.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, okay.
Good. Roundabout.
This sheep already survived one interaction with the beast, so it might be able to take her on this.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
got
So you cut it at just a point to give it to cause it distress, and it begins to bleed.
So everybody knows I really am an animal lover. I just want to move the game along here.
How about those? What was the story of those bobcats?
What's that?
Bobcats in the Great
The
American.
size of a
Oh.
box.
The Great American Novel. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The kittens.
Technical entry. We have to do it once in every session.
Yeah. I don't think Andy was part of that one.
No, I missed that one.
Okay, so
Okay.
the sheep begins to bleat, and you guys sit there for a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I'm going to have you all roll a notice.
Wow.
Whoa. All right, so Bendigo, before anyone else, way back in the trees. It's pretty dark, but there's enough moonlight out where it's casting enough light on the field itself, where you can see the field pretty clearly, and certainly the white sheep that's out there. You can spot him without any problem from where you're at. But looking at the tree line, way back in the trees, you swear you see movement back there, and it's slow but distinct and purposeful, and seems to be moving from one tree to the next. It's hard to get a read on how big it is because how dark it is back in there. But whatever it is, it's not making an audible sound that you can hear when it moves. So, I mean, you really just caught like a glimpse of like a shadow moving back in there. Charlie, I think, yeah, you got a 9. Do you, Mike, do you say anything at all, about possibly seeing something back there?
Me?
No, Hancock.
Charlie, way back there in the woods, there's something moving about. Way back there in the woods, there's something moving about.
Charlie, do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think that is definitely what I'm going to do.
Okay, so you, with your dark vision and the roll that you got as far as the notice, you can see the figure of this thing kind of moving through the trees when it moves, but when it doesn't, it just kind of melds into the background. But when you see it move, it takes form. You can kind of see it, but it's really low to the ground, and it's kind of hard to make out exactly the size of it with the way that it's moving and the way that it's facing. From the look of it, it looks like it's maybe off at maybe about a 20-degree angle or so, if you had to guess. So it's kind of hard to gauge length. And height-wise, I mean, it really is only appearing to be maybe about 2 feet up off the ground, as far as the overall height of whatever this thing is.
So I'll start a telephone game where I tell Lady Moira it's crouching close to the ground. It's really dark. I can see it when it moves. Pass it on.
It's crunching close to the park. Telephone, get it? Thank you. I tell Hieronymus.
I guess I look at Father Mapple
Park?
and I say, it's parked next to the house.
Henry,
Yes.
Piranhabot farted on a mouse. I don't know what that means.
Bendigo. Oh man, no, Bendigo saw it, and I'm the last person.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
were the last person, yeah.
Okay.
And Charlie, at this point, you can see that it's about 10, if you had to guess, it's about 10 feet back from the edge of the tree line. And it's just kind of sitting there And once it stops, again, it kind of disappears. And you kind of lose sight of it. You've got your eye kind of trained on where it was, without a doubt. So I'm going to have you and Bendigo roll another notice, please.
Indigo rolled 3 4s in a row. Look at that. In the previous roll.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
I saw the big number.
And he did it again. Oh my God.
Ow.
Same roll.
Oh, what? That's impossible. That's impossible. How do you roll the same roll twice? No way. 3 4s and a 3, the exact same roll.
He's a lot closer to the tree line.
And with those two rolls, both of you guys can now kind of see that this thing is just ever so slightly moving. And it's a very controlled movement, and just inching its way towards the edge of the tree line. And now it takes full, just under the tree, here at the edge, you can kind of make out the creature. And I'll pull up a picture for you here. Give me just a second. All right, there you go. This thing appears in the tree line, and it's this massive, like tiger lion kind of hybrid almost. But the face on this thing is like nothing you've ever seen. It definitely has the jaws of something like a tiger, but it opens up probably about 2 feet back into the jawline, and it does not seem to have eyes. The head just kind of rounds off into the upper neck of this thing. And it doesn't seem to have fur, as it was described, but it just seems to be just this fleshy black mass of a feline. And as soon as it comes into just enough of the light and spots the sheep, it begins to dart. And it goes from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. So it is rushing towards that sheep. So now I suppose we should probably roll some initiative, shall we? Let's see here. In combat. And the beast goes first. How about that? All right, so the beast runs in and grabs that sheep in its jaws in one fell swoop and literally cleaves it in half with its jaws. Henry, you're up.
Oh, nice. All right, I obviously am gonna shoot it.
Okay. Target your beast. Make sure and do that beforehand.
Oh, Jesus. Click on it. That's all I do is click on it, right?
With the target.
Yeah, click the bullseye and then the thing.
Well, bullseye. Bullseye?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a bullseye.
Up in the upper left-hand corner, in your menu bar over there should be like what looks like a target. Or you can right click on
at the top.
or you can right click on the beast, and in the lower left-hand corner of the menu that pops up around the beast, there's a target option there as well.
So target. The target's next to Cumbria Farm. No, that's the Cumbria Farm up there. Okay, no. Okay, wait just a second. There's nothing's happening for me. It doesn't open anything. Sorry. All right. Maybe I'm clicked on it. I don't know.
Okay, can you right click on the Beast of Cumbria?
Yeah, I am. And all
Okay.
it does is a little red thing around it, a red square.
You're right clicking, not left clicking.
Right click, yeah.
Okay, and it's not pulling up a little menu.
No.
Shit.
I have a Mac.
Is that working for anybody else?
It doesn't work for me to right click, but I can click the target and then do it.
Yeah, I
You
can
can click the
target
target and then do it.
well.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem for me is I don't see any target.
Like in the little, should be a little icon menu on the left towards the top. Like a
Icon.
little person,
See
a
the
little
anvil?
square, a little.
Oh!
See the anvil?
Click the target, click it.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Got it. Okay, that worked. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Now, look at this.
But I like to apologize for all the boomers that might be watching this. That this is not a good representation of that generation. I understand.
A little asides by Andy.
Come on, we're Gen X.
We sure about Kurt.
That's 11. That's a raise.
Okay. And then if you click on roll damage on Beast of Cumbria over on the menu that just popped up, then you can roll your damage. Ooh, 1 wound and shaken.
I think it's +2, so may do a little bit more. +2 on something, I guess. I don't know. Plus something. It's +2, I think.
It sure would be nice if this would actually do what it says. But it won't, so I have to manually do that. Okay, so you're taking a shot.
+4 with a raise.
4 with a raise.
18 damage to it.
Okay, so 18. Okay, so it's still 1 wound and shaken for him. Okay, so now what did you shoot it with?
My cane.
Okay, just regular shot.
Well, with powered up through my energies, by my like I power up the
Smite.
energy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you light it up, and you hit it like it had just come in and ripped the sheep in half, and reared up its head. And when it did, you hit it like right in its breastplate, right here. And the thing lets out this horrible roar that just shakes you to your bones. And now we shall go to Charlie.
All right. Well, I've got my cape wrapped around my shoulders because it's a bit of a chill. So I fling that back to reveal my arm, and I will use weird science to marshal that power of Lorum, confusion, to try to disorient and distract and make vulnerable the beast.
Okay. All right, so that was a hit there. And I got to look at your character sheet there because Alarm always kind of we so rarely do that. I got to remember exactly what he can do to. He fails the smarts roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has to do smarts. Let's find out how clever this beast is.
Okay. Okay. So I got a 3. Okay. And then it does what? Shaken or distracted and vulnerable. Okay, all right. So you got it, both of those. Distracted and vulnerable. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so what does it say? Actions and attacks against the target are made at +2?
Mm-hmm. Yep, so anybody that's making an attack on the beast now gets a +2. What? How does that power manifest itself, Charlie?
It's as targeted as I am lucky enough, I guess, to do toward the beast itself, toward the target, and it creates a disorienting lights and sounds and reverberation in the eardrums or in the sensory network of the beast.
Gotcha. Okay, so this thing just got shot in the chest, and it rears its head, looking in the direction for Sir Henry, and then all of a sudden, these flashing lights and so forth start flashing in front of it, and it begins to just back up, like if you've ever had your cat stuck in a plastic bag, he just starts backing up. And then we'll go to Blinky. Actually, would be next if you want to have Blinky do something.
Oh, yeah. Can Blinky attack?
Well, you bought him those special jaws, remember?
Yeah, he does.
It does have those.
Yeah.
Dragon's Jaw Guard.
Yeah. He takes off towards the beast, and let's see if he can cover enough ground. Oh, that's me. Nope.
Can he teleport over there?
His pace has got 10, and he can teleport as well, so yes.
Yeah, so he basically, I'd like to see him teleport basically to the haunches of the beast and just chomp down with the dragon's jaw guard on his like on his rear leg, to try and stop him from running.
Sure.
So how do I make him teleport? Just drag him over?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. No wonder I can't do anything. And then it says Dragon's Jaw Guard don't have a skill. Would you like to use one? Would that be fighting?
You're going to use fighting, yeah.
Okay.
Again, it reset all that stuff when I did the update, so we're going to have to adjust those as we go.
All right, I'm going to roll it. And I targeted the beast.
Okay. All right, that's a hit for him as well.
All right, cool. Click on that to roll damage.
Oh, all right. So he got a hold of one of his haunches, but the skin is so thick that he's not able to cut through. But now he's got a little bit of a taste of him, at least. So he next time, if he bites a little harder, perhaps he might break through.
Okay.
Next up is Lady Moira.
Okay, what is the beast doing now? Blinky bit it, but
it's backing up a little bit, and it just got bit on one of the haunches by Blinky, and now it's kind of turned its attention towards the dog.
Okay. And Blinky still has a hold of it?
It is still distracted and vulnerable. And Mike, I don't know if you did, but you should have had an extra 2 onto your attack. But regardless, you still hit, but the damage didn't take, so it really is moot. So, okay. So sorry, Dana. If you do attack, you do get a +2.
Okay. I just want to know if Blinky still has a hold of it.
Yes, at this point, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to try something. I'm going to open up a hole underneath the creature in the ground. Elemental manipulation. And at the same time, I would like to do more earth. This is all earth, so like opens up and then pushes Blinky out of the way. Like the ground moves, pushes Blinky out of the way, and the beast falls into a pit.
Okay. So you got a +2. You're going to take a -2. So just roll it straight.
Just roll it straight. Okay. That's just spellcasting, right? Okay. Guess not. Hope you can teleport, Blinky.
Yeah, I think actually though that still would work.
Neat.
Yeah, you could, you could certainly spend a penny if you wanted to do that. But I mean, technically, it works. So I mean, at this point, you could do some damage to it. Let me open up your character sheet. I gotta look at that for you. Powers.
Wait, so it is or is not in the ground?
What's that?
It is or is not stuck in the ground?
Well, it definitely is, because it really can't do much of anything because it's staggered, distracted, and vulnerable. So it will be stuck in the ground, yes.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see whether or not she does any actual damage to it. Let me just try that and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, so you do have damage there. So it's an 11. So for that, it would be adding a wound to it. So I'll add a wound. And there you have it. Okay, so yeah, it falls down in there. You're able to kind of keep Blinky from falling in, as long as Blinky lets go, which that could probably just be make an agility for Blinky, if you will, Mike. He just needs a 4 or better.
Okay. Oh dear. I think that's under unskilled attempt.
No, agility. Just roll straight agility.
Just roll straight agility. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
so he's able to let go and not fall in. And he's kind of buried up, I wouldn't say really buried, but just in the hole, kind of up to his neck at this point. So from there we go to Hieronymus.
Okay. I guess I am going to walk up to get closer to the beast, and it at this point has not made like any noise, like any kind of speech or dialogue, right?
Not speech, no, but it
Just-
let out
just
a
roar.
inhuman roar, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk up and take a saber and plunge it right through the skull.
Okay. You got him targeted?
Not yet.
Okay.
There we go.
No, you targeted yourself, I think.
Did it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think yeah, I could have swore I clicked on the thing.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Nope.
Oh,
Now
I see.
you did it.
I see what's
again.
happening. I see what's happening. Hold on. I was going to click my pop out from my sheet, and it thought I was going to do that. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
And then, so that's a hit. And now you just roll for damage.
Say it again.
Roll for damage by clicking on Beast of Cumbria raise under the chat bar. Oh man, he's got some thick ass skin, doesn't he? All right, so you come leaping onto the back of that thing to plunge the sword down in there, and it hits skull but doesn't go in.
Oh, okay.
And Father Mapple.
I'll just kind of hop over the little bit of wall that's there
Mm-hmm.
and get up to it and just jab my electro staff into his side, kind of in the ribs or whatever I can reach, the neck or whatever.
Okay.
And is that still at a +2?
Yep, still at a +2.
Okay.
All right, so you got a raise there. Go ahead and roll your damage. Wound and shaken. He's already shaken. Actually, that should take him out. Okay, so you leap in, and it's the spear, right, that you're hitting him with, or what was that?
Yeah, the electro staff.
Yeah, okay, electro staff. Oh, okay, cool. So you hit him with that, light him up, and he falls and slumps over on his side and lets out a burst of hot air, and it has stopped its heart cold.
All right. Well, it appears we've helped old Milo out. We should drag the beast back to show for Milo to do with as he pleases. Don't you think?
What if this is just one of many beasts?
Only here for a night or two, mate.
Does anybody have? Does anybody have? I have. Do I have tracking? I have survival, but
I have survival.
I think that falls under survival. Yeah.
oh, does it? Okay.
Mhm.
Can we kind of venture into the tree line a little bit to see if that's the only set of prints we from this animal,
Mm-hmm.
and not that there's multiples?
Sure can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check that out too from all my years of exploring it. Maybe I'll have some.
Nice roll, Hieronymus.
Okay, so Hieronymus, you go back in. Several of you kind of go back in and kind of scour the area a little bit. Hieronymus is the one that really keys in on the tracks from the beast. The rest of you have difficulty seeing how this thing moved, but somehow Hieronymus is really keyed in on this. It doesn't leave behind really truly visible and recognizable footprints. I mean, looking at the prints of this creature and looking at the tracks that it's making, as heavy and as big as this thing is, it barely leaves a trace as far as the tracks go. In the mud, yes, there are indentions, there are prints, but it's nowhere near as deep as what something as heavy as this thing is probably should have made. So it's very unnatural as far as the tracks go. As far as you can tell, at least the tracks that this one had left, it looks like it came by itself. But Hieronymus, your roll was good enough that you're really able to keep a bead on it and trace it back pretty far into the woods.
Okay.
Um,
Does it look like it, looking at the trees? Does it stay on the ground, or do we see marks on the trees like it scampered down a tree or climbed up a tree?
Seems to have all been on the ground because you're able to kind of serpentine in and out from the trees. And I mean, that it's really good about going from one tree to another. And
Following the shadows.
Yeah, it follows the shadows, but it also picks the largest foliage to go between in order to kind of help conceal it, from anyone that would be looking on. So it's smart in the way that it moves.
Okay. I'm going to turn around and yell to whoever is.
Bendigo would probably be. Well, no, I take that back. Is that right? Bendigo would probably be the next closest to you.
Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna play tag here. So, Bendigo,
Oi, yeah, mate.
yell over to the others that are by the creature to use their hagstone to look at it.
Right. Hey, Hieronymus says that you should look at it and slag it or something with a stone. Does that make sense?
Hagstone.
Hagstone. Oh, right. Got you, mate. Hieronymus says to look at it with your hagstone. All of you.
Or one of you.
I saw Sir Henry hold his up. So are you looking at it with the hagstone? All right. So you put the hagstone up to your eyeball, and lo and behold, this thing actually has a slight glow to it. It's the first time that the hagstone that you've looked through it that it actually seems to be doing what it's called to do. And we know that this creature is certainly not a ghost because it's definitely physical. So the only other thing that it potentially could be would be a creature of the Fae.
Hey, everybody, it seems to have a glow to it. Look through your hagstones and you'll see probably the same thing I see. I then hold it up to see if it leaves a sort of track, like in the video games when you look the track goes through the air like this, like in The Witcher. Mm-hmm. I kind of look back to see if we can track it with that.
Mm-hmm. You can make a notice roll at a +2.
Ooh, +2. That's nice. Okay, here we go. But I don't notice things very well. Ooh, where are you? There it is. Coming. We are so slow with this.
This is supposed to make it all easier, but I really don't think it does.
This modifiers. Where do I put the modifier in? Choose a preset? What? I just want to put +2.
Okay.
The value. Okay, got it.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like 26 things here. Hey, stop.
And that was something that changed in the update too, from what I can see.
Yeah. It used to just be you just put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, things are happening.
Okay. All right. So the aura that surrounds the beast is kind of a bluish tone, and it's very faint. But yes, you can see a little bit of a sparkly kind of trail that leads off into the tree line. And if you follow that, it kind of leads you along the same path that Hieronymus has been taking. But it begins to fade the further back into the trees that you go. So you're able to follow it back, maybe 300 yards or so until it just dissipates completely. But Hieronymus seems to still be moving in the direction of where that thing came from.
All right, let's keep following Hieronymus.
Can I use the hagstone as well while I'm following it?
You can, but it's the same kind of deal that by the point where you're at right there, it's dissipated enough to where you can't use that anymore.
So
Would my occult help me know anything about the beast if I go a little closer and examine it? Do I recognize it? Do I?
You can make a roll for that.
Under occult?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What did you get?
5.
5.
Not great.
Oh, what the hell just happened? This is something in your memory. You recall something called a Sith, cat Sith. Now, exactly what that is, you can't quite recall. But if you were able to get your hands on, some occult books and so forth, you could probably cross-reference and maybe come up with a better description of that. But it falls within a category of cat Sith. Okay. Andy, what are you doing?
I'm just following that trail. Do I notice it never dissipates completely? And I don't see it up in the trees. What I'm doing is trying to find the end. I'm venturing to follow this trail to where I can no longer see these prints.
Gotcha. Okay. You keep going for close to about a half a mile, probably.
Okay.
But you had such a good roll on that. I mean, you know exactly what you're looking for as far as the prints and everything goes. Is everybody kind of following him, I assume?
Yeah.
Eventually, you kind of come upon a clearing in the woods, and off in the distance, you see what seems to be the remains of an old kind of small castle, or maybe a fortress or something like that. It's small though, and there's not much left, but it kind of dips down where there would have been like maybe like a basement or something like that. At least from through the fog, you can kind of make it out. There's a couple of turrets that are still somewhat standing, but most of the stonework around this area has been deteriorated over time and has crumbled inward. But in the middle of that, you can see that there's a fire that's lit.
Oh, wow, okay. I was expecting you to say. All right. Well, at that point, I guess I'm going to turn to everybody and say, hey, there's a structure up here, and it looks like there is somebody there. The prints originated from what I can tell, that structure. But there's definitely a fire that's going and burning there. At that point, do we want to fan out and kind of see if because we're in a clearing, so we can kind of go around all sides of this thing and come at it at once?
Yeah.
Do we see anything around the fire? Silhouette, shadows, anything?
Well, you see the glow of the fire right now. You'd have to make a stealth roll to get close enough so that you could see down into this kind of basement cavern that you can kind of make out through the fog.
Okay. Do we smell anything other than like smoke? Like the cooking of meat or
Food.
anything?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was cooking the lambs.
Or maybe the cat was the gatherer and bringing it back to somebody to cook.
I don't think cats can cook.
Maybe in Australia, mate. Sorry, but
I don't know. I mean, there's a fire and we've got to get closer.
How about, can we send Blinky to, or better yet, Charlie, can you use your drone to does it have any visual way of capturing anything? Or is it just a gather?
She can see through the drone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can use my goggles and see through the drone. Can I pile on a hagstone and see through the goggles, through the drone, through the hagstone?
Can we tape the hagstone to the lens?
To the lens.
got the MacGyver edge, so I can rig up the
Like a little wire.
Oh, you do? Okay, sure.
She's just,
Yeah.
she's just gonna take like tall grass and like weed it on there.
Just gonna use all of the powers.
Yeah,
Right.
with the MacGyver edge, yeah, I would let
Yeah.
you do that. Sure.
All right. I'm trying to do that.
So you would, let's see here, where's edges? There's MacGyver.
Can I lend a repair to her as well to give her a boost? Or
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm excited. I'm clicking on it, but I'm not getting a roll.
No, yeah, you won't under the hindrance or the edge, but
Okay.
you'll be rolling a repair roll
Oh, gotcha.
to do that.
And what do I do? Target her and roll repair to see if it gives her anything?
Now, what you're going to do is you'll target her and
That's
do support.
Yeah. And what would that be under? Smarts? Oh no, so that would be under
Support would be on your menu down at the bottom, and I'm not sure which page it's on. It's on page 2 for me.
Yep, I got it.
Okay. So make sure and target her, and then you're going to click support, and then that will be repair.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. So Charlie, you get a +1.
Okay. Do I have a multi-action penalty?
A multi-action penalty. No.
Okay, good. Just check. Okay. So I get a +1. Is that in value?
You just whatever you when you roll your repair, you pull it up, and then you're going to put a +1 under value.
Okay.
And that's got a drop down menu to it there. You can do a +1 there. Okay, so you get a 5. Okay, all right. Yeah, so you're able to attach the hagstone to the lens. So now as that thing flies over, if there are any fae or spirits in the area, you should be able to see them.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm using the gear, the aeronautical delivery system.
Mm-hmm.
Is that another roll?
You can just place it over the area that you want to take a look at. So if you want to just drag it and place it over that area, that's fine. It's got plenty of move to it.
Okay. I'm not sure which area that is.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I haven't pulled that map up, so I apologize. Yeah. And I probably won't, since we're getting pretty close to time here. But what I will show you, you're able to send it over the area that is in between all of the turrets. There are 3 turrets all together, and a wall that basically kind of goes in between each of the sets of turrets. The 4th turret that would have encased this area has long since fallen and is laying in ruins, which would, if you got close enough physically, you'd be able to see down into that little basement area there of that fortress. But you're sending the drone in high, so that it doesn't attract attention. So once it climbs in over top, or flies in over top, I should say, you see surrounding the fire 3 figures. They seem to be fairly short in stature and have kind of a grayish, almost lavender tint to their skin. And they're all dressed in kind of tattered clothing, but each of them wears a red cap on their head. And you do see that same kind of bluish glow to each of these individuals. And I'll show you a little picture of these guys here as well.
Really quick, is the same bluish glow that we saw with the
Jaded
lovers?
No.
And the jaded... Jaded lovers.
No, it's a little bit different. This one has a little bit more of kind of a glittery sparkle to it, which is a little bit more indicative of the Fae.
Okay.
So this is a Fae creature, and Charlie, I guess you kind of describe it to everybody so that since they can't see it. And Dana, if you want to roll a occult from the description. Three. Yeah, you don't recognize it. Yeah. But you see these three creatures surrounding the fire, and at this point I'll leave that as our little cliffhanger for next time, since we're almost at 11 o'clock.
The next time we fight the Smurfs.
And they are, by the way, roasting a lamb over the fire, so that was the smell that you smelled there. Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
You guys,
All right.
I think we killed their pet.
I think we're gonna be in trouble.
I think we
Maybe
can
they will
apologize.
offer us some land.
Yikes.
All righty. Well, thanks for playing again tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yep.
Thank you.
everyone.
Awesome,
Thanks,
awesome.
everybody.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.